Yes. Hello, 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 hello. I don't know where to put this thing. Let's try here. Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening, even though it's very, very sunny where I am, which I'm grateful for. It's nice to be here with you all. My name is Raina. My pronouns are she, her, and happy April. Happy almost spring. Hope it's warming up where you are. Boise can't make up its mind. It's been between the 40s and the 70s for the last week and a half, and my body is freaking out. It's cannot figure out what to do with itself. That's not gonna work. Oh my gosh, a heat advisory in LA. Oh, this world. Prayers for the world.
Parts of the city are expected to hit 100 degrees over the next 24 hours. It's insane.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh. And it's only 50 in New York. Oh my gosh. It's just wild. You got 100 in LA, 46 in Detroit. And it's I'm sure somewhere someone's cruising at a nice 70 right now. There we go. It was hailing yesterday working. And now it's 75 tomorrow. That sounds pretty classic. I'm going to Seattle tomorrow. Curious to see what the world has to offer. It snowed in Minnesota for the past week. I have only ever driven through Minnesota on a Greyhound, but that sounds like Minnesota. See, Austin, that's where I'm trying to be. 45 in Ontario. As long as it doesn't snow this month, I'll be a happy clam. So anyway, well, we're all in different spaces, which is fun because I think, oy vey, tonight's class is, in my opinion, very much a welcoming. It's a welcoming and a bringing in of hopefully some spring energy, some warmer energy, and just a lot of expansiveness. We're going to be working into the shoulders a little bit with some kind of focused strap work for a portion of the class. But otherwise, real classic, slow flow class. This class is a framework. And I like to remind people that because I keep a lot of the moves simplistic in nature because I want you to make these moves your own. I want them to find a home in your body because the first version I offer or the fifth version I offer may not work for you. But as we build comfort and familiarity with these movements, you're going to find your place in these postures. And that is really the hope for anyone's asana practice that I can have is that one day you won't necessarily need someone to guide you through. It's always nice. I will say having someone guide you can really be nice. But being able to move intuitively and with your own breath and movement without another voice can also be really empowering. So with that said, we'll get started in just a minute. Behind me, this is the setup. I've got a blanket for a knee cushion and bum cushion. So a towel also work, a couple blocks. And then I have my strap here. If you don't have a strap, that's totally fine. Having something long, like a belt, is very helpful. If you have a scarf, that can also work, but you don't want anything that's going to have too much give. So not anything too stretchy, because you want something that can provide some kind of stability. So with that said, let's get started, and we're going to get started on our backs tonight. So go ahead and lie down on your back. If you like a little cushion under your back or your hips, you're more than welcome to put that there, but not necessary. But lying down, knees bent, soles of the feet come to the earth. And then just take a moment to get settled. So lift your hips, lower them down, really trying to find that contact from like the tops of your shoulders, like the back tops of your shoulders, all the way down through your hips and that upper booty area. Your hands can rest on your belly, they can rest just to the sides, allowing your eyes to close, your gaze to soften. Take a little time here, just arrive to your practice, arrive to this kind of time frame that has been set aside for you, that you have set aside for you. And taking that time to connect with your surroundings. Just really reminding yourself that this is your space, this is your container for this evening, but also that all land is sacred. It takes that little moment of remembrance, of gratitude to the people who came before us to really connect with it, in my opinion. So giving that thanks, giving gratitude to the kind of energetic space that we take up in this practice, that we borrow, that we also help generate and create. But as always, just thanking yourself for a moment. You're here, you made it to your mat. And if tonight you lie on your mat with us for the whole class, that's your practice. That's still yoga, that's still doing it as long as you're doing it with intention, with breath, with presence. Becoming aware of all your points of contact that you're making with the earth, with yourself, and finding that comfort in the support and the connection, just of you to you, of you to ground. Yeah. Allowing your awareness to drop a little further down in, paying attention to your breath, just kind of seeing what it's doing right now, the pace of your breath, the length of your inhale and your exhale, where your breath lands and moves to in your body. Even the texture of your breath, just seeing what's being offered right now. And with your next exhale, just try to empty your body out as much as you can. Draw a nice big breath in through your nose. And take a big sigh, exhale. And a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your ribcage gently expand and press against the earth. Big exhale. Things get a little smaller. One more together. Inhale through your nose. Big exhale. And if you like to set an intention or a focus for your practice tonight, this would be a great time to do so. And just slowly beginning to blink your eyes open, refocusing your gaze, taking your space back in. And walk your feet as wide as your mat. Drop your legs in so that your thighs feel like they're resting on each other. Hands can stay on your belly or on the ground next to you. taking that moment here and just feeling how your lower back kind of readjusts in a small way with that change of your hip rotation. And then from here, we'll just begin to windshield wiper the legs side to side. So just dropping your legs left and right. These don't need to be big drops. None of your leg really needs to touch the ground here. Just finding a little movement in your hips. Taking this for about 5 more rounds of my breath. Good. Coming back to neutral, coming back to the center, dropping your legs in once more, taking a moment here. Good, and then maybe using your hands to help, but lifting your feet off the earth, your knees may come apart, and then pressing your legs together. So we're not bringing knees towards chest, we're not bringing our knees towards our armpits, just bringing the feet up and then squeezing the legs together, finding this nice, very structured shape in our legs. And we're gonna roll into a fetal shape on our left side. So you can drop your legs first, but then we are gonna roll onto our shoulders. And so you may want a little cushion for your head here because we're gonna be using our arms. And so if you have a blanket nearby, you can place that under your head, even a block. Extend your arms out, just scoot back a little bit. Extending your arms out, place your palms together. And then just take a moment here to feel kind of that connection of your hands. And we'll move through some twists, but in a more dynamic way. So beginning with an inhale, start to open your right arm across your body. Coming into a really traditional twist here, we'll hold for 3 rounds of breath. Both palms face the sky. Head can stay neutral here in the center. You don't need to turn it to look at your right hand. One more breath here. And then instead of coming back the way we came, start to draw your right hand around your head, a big circle around your head until your right hand comes back on top of your left. And we'll do 2 more like that. So open your right arm, find that twist, take a moment here. And begin to draw that circle around your head. Big circle. Hands come back together. One more, open your right arm. Find that twist. Shorter moment, draw the circle around your head. And bring your hands back together. And then we're just going to reverse that. So nice, slow, but big circle. Start to trace your right fingers around your head. And the fingers may come off the ground, that's totally fine, until you feel like you've entered that twist, taking a nice long moment here, 3 rounds of breath. And then right hand comes over your body, closing your twist. Palms touch, draw that circle, right hand draws overhead. A moment. And close your twist, arm comes over your body. One more, right arm draws overhead. These are so good in bed in the morning. Take a moment in your twist and close off. Good, slide your hands in, come back to center, come back to the middle of your mat. Doesn't need to be graceful. Lift your hips up, reset them back down. And we'll come right to the other side. So draw your feet off the ground. You can use your hands to help bring your knees together and then drop your legs to the right this time, rolling onto your right side. I'm just gonna turn so y'all can continue to see me. So this time your left hand's on top, or if you did the other side last time, no problem. Taking a moment to set yourself up, maybe cushioning your head, palms stack. Good, then a nice slow open to start. So left arm reaches over the body, opening into your twist, gaze towards the ceiling, taking a few rounds of breath right here. Sorry. Good, and draw that big circle over your head. Palms come back together. Good, left arm opens, find your twist. Taking a moment. Draw that big circle overhead. Palms come back together, one more this way. Open your left arm up. Find your twist. And draw your circle. Palms come back together, and let's reverse that. So draw that big circle overhead. Open up into your twist. 3 rounds of breath. And close your twist. Arm comes across your body. 2 more. So draw your circle. Find your twist. And close across the body. Last one. Draw that big circle. Find your twist. And close. Good. And then from here, you're gonna continue to roll so you move onto your tummy. And so it doesn't need to be graceful. I just feel like a flopping hot dog, and that's fine. Make your way onto your tummy, stack your hands, and rest your forehead down onto your hands. Big toes come together and your heels just flop out. Crocodile pose, just for 5 rounds of breath here. We're gonna start getting a little warmer and moving a bit more soon. And if you feel like you're facing the wrong way on your mat, even though it really doesn't matter, I know we all have a direction we prefer. You can always feel free to flip yourself at any point. Good. Lifting your head, bring your hands just kind of under your shoulders and a little bit further out. So bring them under the shoulders first and then step them kind of outside of your mat a little bit. Take an inhale and press your chest up. Squeeze your spine with your shoulder blades. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale up. And exhale, lower. Good. Press onto your fingertips and then kind of spider walk your hands away from your body. So you have a more extension in your arms here. Turn your triceps towards the sky. Keep a nice bend in your elbows. And with an inhale, press yourself up once again. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale up. And exhale, lower down. Good. Continue that little spider walk, walking your hands back onto your mat towards kind of the top corners of your mat. Keep pressing your fingertips down. With an inhale, press yourself up. Find a lot of length in your arms. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower down. Last one, inhale, press up. Exhale, lower down. Good. And now slide your hands in so they are under your shoulders, kind of in line with like the nipple area. Press the full palm onto the earth and then take a little grip like you're trying to grab a chunk of your mat. A little squeeze of your inner arms towards your rib cage. And with an inhale, press your chest up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. A little squeeze of your core. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, lower down. Good. This time we'll press ourselves up to tabletop. So press your chest up, lift your hips. Coming into tabletop, you can recenter yourself on your mat. And if you like a little cushion under your knees, add that back in. Take a moment, kind of paw your hands from side to side, shifting your weight, just really establishing that firm connection with the earth. And with an inhale, find your cow pose, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, pull your chest forward, gaze moves up. Exhale, round your back, hollow the belly, cat pose. Good, inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. And just continue right here, moving through cat, cow, connecting your breath to your movement. Finding a pace that really works for you. Taking out 5 more rounds of breath here. Hi, Snoop. Can you lie down? Good boy. Shh, don't do it. Good, and after your next round, coming back to neutral, walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. I'm very sorry if my dog barks. He's usually good, but and step your left foot outside of your left hand and just take a moment and set yourself up into a lunge. Walk your hands forward a little bit, let your hips move forward, and then see if you might need a little more cushion under that right knee, or if you'd like the ground to be a little bit closer to you by bringing your blocks into the game, placing those under your hands. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Good, pressing your hands down, lift your heart, take an inhale. Exhale, send your hips back as you move your left leg towards something a little straighter. Good, inhale, move forward. Exhale, move back, left leg moves a little straighter. 3 more, inhale forward. Exhale back. For 2, move forward, nice long lunge. Exhale back, half splits. Last one, inhale forward. And exhale, move it back. Good, inhale, move forward. And you're gonna lower down onto either a lower level of your blocks or maybe a forearm to the ground. For me, a forearm to the ground is just not going to happen. But if you have the space in your hips to do so, you can really lower down. But if you feel a lot of tension, like in the front of your hips or anywhere in your hips when you do that, I would say come back up a little bit. Good. And finding a nice circular movement with our left arm here. With an inhale, start to reach forward, draw a big circle and find a nice open twist. Exhale, retrace your circle, left hand comes down. Good. Inhale, reach your left arm forward, find that big open twist. Exhale, left hand comes down, 1 more. Inhale, draw a big circle. Exhale, left hand comes down. Good. Slide your left knee back under your body. And from here, we'll just switch sides. So walk the hands a little bit to the left side of the mat, making room for your right foot to kind of step or swing up. And then again, settle in. And so move your hips forward a little bit, maybe a little bit down, making space for your body. So you may need to widen your stance a bit. And then again, if you like to bring the ground a little bit closer, change the level of your blocks or bring them in. Nice proud chest here. Okay, take an inhale. Exhale, hips move back, right leg moves towards straightish. Inhale forward. Exhale, half splits. 3 more here. So inhale, lunge. Exhale, half splits. For 2, inhale, lunge. Exhale, half splits. Last one, inhale into your lunge. Exhale, half split. Good. Inhale into your lunge. And then lower down, either just to a lower level or maybe onto a forearm. And then with an inhale, reach your right arm forward, draw a big circle, find an open twist. Exhale, circle back. 2 more. Inhale, right arm circles. Exhale, circles back. Last one, inhale, big circle. Exhale, circle back. Good. Slide your right knee back under your body. And then take your blocks, or maybe a blanket or two, stack them up and place them under your bum. And so you're going to need to play with your blanket stack, or your prop stack, I should say. And you can also put blocks next to each other if you need a wider base, which can feel really good. You can pop a blanket on top of your blocks if you like a little more height, but just take a moment here. There we go, find your prop stack for today. And if sitting on your knees like this just is not happening, you can come to sit on your bottom, but stack some blankets under your hips so they're higher than your knees. So we're sitting nice and tall here, and we don't feel like we're slumped over really in any way. Good. With an inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms wide, holding them right here. Take a moment, wiggle your fingers, find space between each one. Continue to squeeze your spine with your shoulder blades. Keep your elbows nice and high, but start to internally rotate your shoulders. So drop your hands in. Hands will come down under your armpits, palms face back, and you'll hit kind of your point of internal rotation where you can't go anymore. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, open. Exhale, internal rotation, hands drop down. Inhale, open. Exhale, round down. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands come down. Last one, inhale, open. Exhale, hands come down to hold right there. Good, keep this internal rotation and start to bring your fingertips together behind you, right near your lower back. And then if you can touch your fingertips today, make some fists, see if you can press your knuckles together. So knuckles pressed together. And if it's your fingertips touching, press the backs of your hands into your lower back. Knuckles touching, backs of your hands meet your lower back. If your knuckles are touching, make some thumbs up and start to rotate your thumbs towards the earth. And we'll breathe right here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If your thumbs are down, bring your thumbs up. Pull your hands apart, reach them out, bring them overhead, and just give them a flap, give them a shake. Take a big breath in, reach long through your fingertips. Exhale, cactus your arms wide. Good, with this inhale, gather your hands together at heart center. Exhale, settle in for a moment. Good, one more breath here. And with an inhale, either roll forward over your ankles or swing your feet around. We'll come back to tabletop and rise up. So hands come to the ground. Sorry, I was trying to cue for 2 different postures there. We're all coming to tabletop. And if your blocks aren't in your way, you don't need to worry about them too much right now. Just tuck your toes. With an inhale, find cow pose. And exhale, find downward facing dog. Our first downward facing dog, maybe our only one, who knows? Pedal your feet, wiggle your hips. Find length throughout your spine. And for a lot of us, that requires a bend of the knees so that our hips can crease. Press the earth away. 5, 4, 3, 2, good, and 1. Step your feet a little bit wider and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees. Grab your elbows with your hands. Gently sway your upper body side to side. Good, coming back to center.
Release your hands down. And if you don't have your blocks, grab your blocks, bring them towards you. So I kept them under the feet. Slide them back a little bit more so they're under your bum once again. And then start to sit your hips down. Let your toes turn out, knees move out for supported malasana here, garland pose. This block stack can be as high as is necessary. You can also have blocks under your hands. You can be on a chair. Or if this isn't quite happening, sit down, bend your knees. Feet are on the earth and take a seated version of this shape. So elbows press into the inside of your legs. Fingertips can come together. Lift your heart up. If you're seated on your bottom, it may be more available to extend your arms out, down your legs, using your legs as support. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock your weight forward. Hands come back to the ground. If you are seated, just come back to a forward fold. Start to straighten your legs a little bit more. Head and shoulders hang heavy. Grab your elbows with your hands. Gently sway your upper body side to side. Good. Release your arms down. And then start to walk your hands forward once again. Coming back to downward facing dog, step your feet in a little bit. Taking 5 rounds of breath here, pedal your feet, wiggle your hips. Maybe rise high onto the toes. Good. And then just shift your gaze up between your hands, and like you're a wave, like your spine could just undulate as smoothly as the ocean, start to roll forward. Think cat pose as you roll forward. And once you start to hit plank, think cow pose, drop your knees, and find your full cow pose with the knees down. Hold here, breathing in cow for 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale. Start to push your hips back towards your heels. And as you exhale, lift your knees up. Press back, downward facing dog for 3, 2, and 1. With an inhale, roll forward. Think cat pose. Exhale, lower your knees. Inhale, cow pose. Hold here, exhale. Good. Inhale, start to move your hips back towards your heels. Exhale, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, lower your knees. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hips move back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, knees lower. Inhale, cow pose. Hold, exhale. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, down dog. 1 more. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, drop your knees. Inhale, cow. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here. Step your feet wide. Start to walk your hands towards your feet. Grab your elbows with your hands and sway your upper body side to side. Good. Release your hands down. Slide your blocks under your booty if they're not there. And then slowly start to lower yourself. Let your toes turn out.
supported malasana. Elbows come to the insides of your legs, fingertips press together. If you have a big space between your heels and the earth, you can double up your mat, put your blanket there. Just fill the gap between your heels and the ground. Honestly, keeping a couple pairs of socks, like rolled up socks next to you can be helpful for just filling those little gaps. Lift your heart, find a little more length from your tailbone through the crown of your head. For 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hands towards the earth, rock your weight forward, lift your hips up, forward fold. Bend those knees a little bit. This time, grab your blocks if you're using it. If not, press your fingertips to the earth, but really walk your hands nice and long, as if you're kind of in a downward facing dog shape here, but just with a little less like length through the whole body. And so arms are really extended here. Heart is slightly lifted, like you're trying to pull your collarbones towards your fingertips. Now bend your knees a little bit more, pull a little bit more, find length through the sides of your body. For 3, 2, and 1. Start to walk your feet towards your hands in the middle of the mat. Good. With an inhale, find a halfway lift right here. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, half lift. Walk your hands out ahead of you. Once again, think about that downward facing dog shape. Gaze towards the edge of the top of your mat. Find that length all the way through the sides of your body. Bend your knees a little bit more. Imagine that someone was like pulling you back by your hips and then pulling you forward by your fingertips. 3, 2, and 1. Start to waddle. Walk your feet up towards your hands. We're at the top of our mat now with an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. 2 more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And bring your hands onto your legs. Start to walk yourself towards standing. Maybe pausing at your hips, finding a nice round back, chin to chest for a moment, and then continuing the journey. We'll all come together, finally into standing. And once you arrive, take a moment to actually arrive. So adjust your clothes, your hair, give yourself a little shimmy, a shake. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Soften your jaw, soften your knees. And with an inhale, reach your arms overhead. Take your exhale. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Get a nice grip there. Left wrist, right hand. Take a nice big breath in. And exhale, side bend to the right. So using your right hand on your wrist to add just a little traction there. For 3, 2, and 1. Come to center, switch your grip. Take an inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left this time. Using again your wrist, your hand on your wrist for that little bit of traction for 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Release your wrists. Take an inhale, reach long through your fingertips, just kind of like you're at like a concert doing the wave. And exhale, release your arms down by your side. One more round of breath right here. And exhale. And grab your strap or strap-like thing. Bring your hands behind your back. And if you can very easily interlace your hands behind your back, then you may not need the strap here. Personally, I absolutely need the strap. So holding the strap between your hands or interlacing fingers behind your back, choice is yours. Feet are about hips distance apart here. Good. Get a nice good grip. Roll your shoulders down your back. Let your chest puff up a bit. Settle in for a moment. Find that grip. Good. Then slowly start to bend your knees, hinge your hips, fold forward. And you may need to find more space between your hands, but think like classic basketball hoop stretch here. Let your arms move over your head. And if you're feeling any kind of pinching in any of your joints here, so wrists, shoulders, elbows, I really recommend using some assistance, using a prop. But just again, finding that little bit more space for 3, for 2, and 1, slowly coming up. Pausing at any point, if you need a breath. And eventually coming all the way up to standing. Keep your strap in your right hand. Release your left hand. I'm going to turn to face you for a moment. So left arm will come out to the side, thumb faces down. Think about that internal rotation we explored earlier. And then start to bring your left hand to your lower back. And start to walk your fingertips up your back and then towards the center. Imagine someone's pulling your left elbow in towards your spine. And then right arm draws a big circle around the body until it comes over your head and drops behind. So you can grab your strap and begin to walk your hands towards each other. Right forearm gently supports the head here. And so you can stay at the top of your mat. Find a little bend of your knees here, very soft chair pose. Take an inhale, lift your heart, send your head into your hands, gaze shifts up. And exhale, start to fold forward. You're gonna get to about a third of the way, maybe halfway, and you're gonna stop. When you feel like your neck or your chin is tucking towards your chest, that's where you want to stop and lift back up a little bit. So we can keep a nice strong spine here for 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Release your left hand first. Hand comes down. Give it a little shake. Right arm comes down. Both hands come behind your back just to switch those grips. And then once again, our right hand will come out this time, thumb faces down. Find that internal rotation, really reach it back first. Then your right hand comes to your lower back. Walk it across your body and then towards your spine. Then when you find a spot where you're like, okay, that's it for right now, draw that big circle, kind of lassoing around the body until you drop your left forearm behind, grab the strap, and start to walk your hands towards each other. And left forearm gently supports your head. Gaze shifts up. Take an inhale. And then exhale, just bend your knees a little bit. One more inhale. Exhale, start to fold. And again, when you feel your chin start to tuck towards your chest, come up maybe 1 inch or 2 so that you can really keep pressing head into forearm, finding length here for 3, for 2, and 1. Come on up. Release your bottom hand first. Give it a shake. Release the top arm. Drop your strap. and give your arms a little shake. I like to crack my knuckles after that one. Hands get a little shake. Shoulders get a little bit of a shimmy here. Big breath in, arm circle overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Okay. Bend your knees enough to just plant your hands down so you can step back into tabletop. Knees walk just a little bit wider than hips distance here. So we have kind of like a triangle base. With an inhale, reach your right arm towards the sky, and then threading the needle, exhale, right arm threads under your left arm, laying down to the outside of your left arm here. And then as you lay down, you can take your hand and really gently and lovingly press your chest away from your arm if you need that extra space. Resting chin on your bicep or maybe head on a block. Left arm can stay extended. It can walk towards the right corner of your mat for a little added side bend here, or it can soften and really rest onto the earth. Hips can do their thing. Find a comfortable spot for your hips. So maybe high up is really comfortable for you, or maybe settling them back into more of a child's pose shape feels really good. We'll take 5 rounds of breath here. And just very slowly start to unthread, just lifting yourself up, coming back on to all fours into your tabletop shape. You can take a moment if you need to shake your wrists out before we come onto the other side. I'll just give everyone a moment to find their tabletop. And with an inhale, left arm extends towards the sky. Exhale, thread your left arm under your right, lowering yourself down onto the outside of that left arm. And then again, it's really finding your shape here. So maybe right arm stays extended, maybe it softens, you can walk across. Some people even like to bring it to their lower back and find that same shape we had earlier with the back of their hand on their back. But honestly, we've done a lot of that internal rotation today. So and again, finding a space for your hips just to settle in for the next 5 rounds of breath. Good, and slowly unwinding. Coming back into tabletop. Beautiful. And then sit your hips to either side by walking your knees together and swing your legs around. Okay, so legs will come out in front of you. Grab your blocks and stack them up. Place them on your left side, and then place your left foot onto your blocks here. Bring your hands behind your body. You may want to scoot your booty forward a little bit, but we're going to come into a reclined pigeon with our foot on our blocks. If you don't have blocks, if you have a couch nearby, a wall nearby, something to just elevate your foot a little bit, that will be helpful. If not, also no worries. More traditional reclined pigeon. So leaning back to create some space, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then scoot your booty towards your blocks a little bit. Lay down. Maybe scoot your booty towards your blocks a little bit more. I'm just kind of playing with the distance here. Arms are open, out nice and wide. Right foot stays flexed. And if you feel like your blocks are sliding, try pressing just your heel into them. And this is meant to be soft, but if you're looking for a little bit more intensity, you're always welcome to grab onto your legs and pull them towards your upper body. Breathing here for 5. 2, and 1. Good. You can either keep your leg crossed or you can uncross, just to press yourself back up. Switching your blocks over. Right foot comes onto the blocks, and we're just doing the same thing on the other side. So leaning back, cross left ankle over right thigh. And then lower down, maybe scooting your booty closer to the blocks. Arms come out nice and wide. Since there's less setup time for the second side, we'll take 10 rounds of breath here. Good. And then just stay lying down here. Uncross your left from your right. Scoot your blocks off to the side. Lift your hips up. Settle them back down. Walk your feet wide and drop your knees in. A settling posture. Start to windshield wiper your legs, just side to side, really gently. Again, coming that full circle here. Just picking up, leaving off where we started. Next time your legs are dropped left, leave them there. Feel a little stretch across the outside of your right thigh. Then if you'd like, you can lift your left leg up, drape your left foot and left ankle over the outside of your right leg, and just use that kind of weight to intensify that stretch. This is great for the psoas muscle, which does a lot of things, but I think most notably, kind of connects your trunk to your legs. And so it reaches really far down. It's a very deep muscle. And it's also called like the soul muscle. So when you stretch it, you can just get this like out of body kind of soul experience. We'll be here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly just uncross that left ankle if you had it there. Bring your legs back to the center. Lift your hips, lower, and find your windshield wipers one more time. And next time your legs are to the right, leave them there. You can stay just like this, or if you'd like, you can lift your right leg up, drape your right foot and ankle over the outside of your left leg. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then slowly release your right foot. Bring your legs back to center. Slowly draw your knees towards your armpits. Hands can come just behind your legs to the backs of your thighs or behind your knees. Rock a little side to side. If you'd like to take a happy baby here with holding your feet, take that version. You're more than welcome to. Or any other movements that may fully satisfy your practice. We'll take 5 rounds of breath here.
And then slowly lower yourself down into Shavasana. Maybe using support under your knees, under your back, your head. And we'll take just a couple minutes here to be still, to be quiet. Reminding ourselves that this really kind of is the yoga here. Working the body to find some slowing down of the thoughts, some stillness in the mind, maybe. Having compassion for ourselves, for our brains. Maybe coming back to your anchor or your intention. So enjoy your Shavasana, my friends. I will bring you out in just a couple minutes. And just knowing that you can really remain here for as long as you'd like. Just shut me off. But if you're ready to add some movement back in, my invitation is to start taking up more space with your breath. With your arms, with your legs. Rolling your head, wiggling your hips and your shoulders. Just allowing your shape to change, to shift. Taking a few rounds of breath, a little time in that new shape. And then eventually, if you want, bringing yourself back to a comfortable seat, just on your bottom, Sukhasana, or legs extended, or you can stay on your back. Really doesn't matter right now. But bringing your hands onto your body. If you're seated, maybe hands on your thighs or hovering over your thighs. And if you're on your back, maybe hands on your belly or hovering over your belly. Just making either some physical or energetic contact with yourself. With your next exhale, try to clear your body out. Draw a breath in through your nose. Keep your teeth together and like you're shushing someone, exhale. Two more like that. Deep breath in. Shush, exhale. Last one, inhale. And a shush. Slide one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your chest to touch or to hover. Feel your breath move through your body. Feel your heartbeat. And take a moment, either out loud or in your head, to say thank you. First to yourself for making time for your practice,
for your wellness, for your movement, for your breath, for all the things that we know, we know they're good for us. A moment to thank your body for being wonderful, for being your shell, you're moving home, for holding you in this space. Take a moment to be in awe of yourself right here, right now. With a small bow of my head, maybe a small bow of your head, thank you. Thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and allowing me to be your teacher. It is a beautiful gift that I do not take for granted. So thank you all again for joining me tonight. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. If you have any questions, I'll hang around for a couple minutes to answer them, but if not, feel free to move on. And thank you again for being here. I hope to see you next time. So bye if you're not staying, and if you are, I'll see you in a sec. Thank you. Look at the sun I got. Okay. Let's see. I always struggle to get back to regular mode. There we go. Okay. Hello. I just wanted to leave a few minutes if anyone has, sorry, if anyone has any questions about anything, feel free to let me know. Thank you. Absolutely. Laying on the mat is such a practice, especially when the whole world is just like moving. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you took the time that you needed to just be, to serve yourself. So yeah, that's really the whole point of the practice. And I'm glad to hear that. So thank you for coming. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet for a second if anyone has any questions. Okay, well, lovely. So thanks again. And yeah, have a good night. Bye, everyone.